I share what I'm listening to and my thoughts on music and the business daily for free at helloyassine.com.
What's poppin', y'all? We might have some history being made because the festival, Lyrical Lemonade Summer Smash, which happens annually in Chicago, which is the nearby city to Cole Bennett's hometown, and really where he got his career started off. They had Don Toliver and Yeat, who have a collab album coming up, and that's one of the most surprising collab albums I've seen. But one of the people on this bill and on the second row is, if you look on Saturday, you've got PlaqueBoyMax, and he's right next to Laserdisc 700, which is a very interesting two people to have next to each other alongside Babytron before him, because Laserdisc is someone that people credit to PlaqueBoyMax as helping his career take off as a rapper, and Babytron is somebody that was on PlaqueBoyMax's stream. They made a song together, or he had him rapping on there, and that guy was just going bars after bars just off the dome, and that guy's just a sick rapper, man. Like, I mess with Babytron. But this led to a little bit of criticism, a little bit of questioning, and a little bit of hype. So Feared Buck tweeted, PlaqueBoyMax is the first streamer to officially be on a festival lineup. He'll be performing at Summer Smash on June 21st. Some people decided to come at this a different way and say, well, actually, and they are a little bit right with the well actuallys. So somebody said that Kai Cenat had previously performed when he made that song Bust Down Rolly Avalanche with NLE Choppa, and this was in 2022, I think, or 2023. And I think he had come out before, and Kai was also out there with Playboi Carti, but that's different than performing your own song. There was also people saying that DDG was an example of somebody that previously performed at a festival. DDG's performed at many festivals, but this is the difference. DDG was never a streamer initially. You could say YouTuber. DDG somewhat became a streamer after, I wouldn't say rapping slowed down for him, but the last time I really saw DDG go crazy on a song trying to push it before Pink Dreads was the Elon Musk Tesla song. Like, he was going really hard on that one. After that, he got into that relationship, or this was during the relationship, and then he had a kid, and then he decided to focus back on streaming content, or focus more on content, and then streaming came later. So are we going to call DDG a streamer if he was initially a YouTuber and then rapped and then did the performances and then streamed? So I wouldn't all the way say that. We are just playing a game of nuances at this point, so there isn't much to argue. This is a very big moment, and I want to take time to credit the bill here, as well as give credit to Cole Bennett, because if you guys remember, I did a video on the main channel, which I will have linked in the description. I think you guys should watch it, where I gave a lot of respect to Cole Bennett's album, the Lyrical Lemonade album, and some people had criticism to it, but I thought it was a good album, and this is why I think this is a good bill too. I'll have the video in the pinned comment, because this lineup looks like a playlist for Cole Bennett. Like, you just look at some of these names, man. Now, some of these names I have no idea who they are. Like, on the lowest, Caribou, obviously I know who she is. I'm glad to see that she's getting an opportunity to perform. We really haven't heard too much about her. Wyland, I know who he is, but these other people, like on the first bill, I don't know. But like, for example, like Molly Santana on the second row or third row, or whatever you want to call it, I think that's pretty high. Benji Bluebills, well, let's hope he doesn't get blocked off by Playboi Carti, right? DC the Don, Netspend, he's lit now. But you've got other people like Young Nudie would never be this high on any other bill, but it goes with the brand of Lyrical Lemonade. And then you've got Tekka, of course. You know, we love Tekka here, no pun intended. Soulja Boy, right? Like, Soulja Boy is so instrumental to the career of Cole Bennett, because one of the big music videos that launched him to the next level was when Cole Bennett did the music video for Famous Dex and Soulja Boy, and he was at Soulja Boy's crib when they did that, and that one boomed because Famous Dex was really, really hot at that point. Soulja Boy found Famous Dex relatively early. They linked up, they did that video. So Soulja Boy's been a staple for for Lyrical Lemonade for a very, very long time. And then you've got other people like Babytron, who Cole Bennett has worked with. They've done a video together. So I think this and the album that he released are opportunities where he can use his influence and brand to really assist artists in the realm that I wouldn't say music videos cannot now. It's that the algorithm on YouTube changed, and that influenced how music video or music channels are able to really push artists. It just doesn't work the same way that it used to. And he's still obviously like, he has to link up with artists after they're a little bit hotter, but like, right, you get Lil Tracy on here. Like, who's booking Lil Tracy and putting him this high up? That's not to say Lil Tracy fell off or anything. I think Lil Tracy's in a great position for his career, for somebody that's independent. I think the dude's talented. And PlaqueBoyMax is doing something that I think Cole Bennett has a lot of respect for. So having him up there with Laserdisc, I don't know, does he come out at the end of Babytron and then it segues into Laserdisc? But PlaqueBoyMax is a perfect example of what you guys can see in real time is what DJ Khaled does. So whenever someone says, oh, what is DJ Khaled doing? Well, DJ Khaled is what PlaqueBoyMax is. The difference is DJ Khaled can actually DJ. So when DJ Khaled was getting booked for a lot of shows, he would be DJing his own hits as well as other songs here and there. PlaqueBoyMax, I don't believe he can DJ, not that I know of. He seems to be like more of an engineer. And with DJ Khaled, he's doing a lot of the creative direction. Some people will say he just gets songs. In the case with Drake, yeah, Drake just gives him some songs. But he's putting together like, hey, get this guy on this beat. And that's an important role. And we're actually getting to see that role develop in real time. I think PlaqueBoyMax's end game beyond being just a rapper is, and I don't say just to denigrate the title of a rapper, but I see him as an executive producer if he's able to. But I think you have to first demonstrate your musical prowess and your brand, which he's building, to a degree where people respect your ear. And that's the most important thing with the executive producer. And if you have the money, that's the thing with Khaled too. Khaled had the money to get the features, or I don't know how Khaled got the money, but what I'm saying is PlaqueBoyMax has a ton of money now. So if PlaqueBoyMax puts together an album, he'll have more choice and leverage into say like, hey, let me buy a verse from this person. Or maybe he's just so lit that people just want to give him a verse. And then he can piece together the production that he wants on there. He can engineer it himself. And hey, maybe someone making an album or a mixtape or an EP like that, like PlaqueBoyMax, like a streamer EP, and he's got not other streamers on it, but artists that he messes with, and he drops that in a similar way that Internet Money had their Before the Storm mixtape. I thought that was dope. It was with Internet Money artists and affiliates. Him doing something like this with people that actually mess with him, like let's say a Laserdisc, right? Maybe a Molly Santana, like these underground acts that he's a big fan of and that have worked with him. And he documents the process in the same way that Tory Lanez was documenting making certain mixtapes and albums on IG Live. I think that's amazing content. I think if he's able to put together a good project or a solid EP off of that, that's how you can also build respect within music to be able to potentially get bigger things, because music isn't really a money play for this guy because he's already making the money. So when you've already made the money or are making the money a different way, you can have so much more fun with the music or really any creative endeavor, whether it's filmmaking, photography, etc., once you've got the money. And in this case, there's this, how do you say, symbiotic relationship that his money generating career has with the music, because he's a streamer. That's how he makes all of his money, but he makes music on stream, but he also stopped making his own personal music. So there's this, like, it's feeding off of each other, and the better one gets, the better the other gets. Like skill wise, the better he gets skill wise, the better songs he can make. The bigger his streaming gets, the more he gets paid. And then the bigger he is there, the more streams he can get off of the music, which isn't really going to be much for him. But it'll build you up into this really, really big, damn near behemoth in the future. And I'm looking forward to it. So I think this will be an interesting way to see him perform. And this is the thing, man, we've seen other artists drop like sets of someone else's music. Like Ski Mask, he plays a lot of sets of X music. And of course, this is completely understandable. I'm not denigrating it at all. But DJ Scheme is somebody that is playing songs that he was involved with in some manner or another, but he's not rapping on the songs. And that's one of the criticisms that people are having of PlaqueBoyMax. They're like, yo, this guy's barely got any of his own rap songs on. Is he just going to perform Pink Dreads? Well, DJ Scheme's performed at Rolling Loud a bunch of times, and he's not rapping on the songs. And DJ Scheme is also an example of somebody that did a project with his friends that was a mixtape. So that's something that PlaqueBoyMax should maybe look into. Well, I'm not saying he should look into that, but in my head, that looks cool to me. Obviously, he's going to do whatever he wants. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is it too early for him to do a festival? What is your opinion on this situation? Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Go to helloyassine.com and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace.